All right, Potterheads. You know the drill. We all cried when Dobby died, right? We felt the gut punch when Sirius fell through the veil. And don't even get me started on Fred Weasley. That's still not over it. But here's the thing. There are so many other deaths in the wizarding world that just flew under the radar. No slow motion scenes, no emotional montages. Some didn't even make it into the movies at all. And honestly, some of them hurt just as much. So, today I'm going to walk you through 7 of the most underrated, overlooked deaths in Harry Potter and why they still hit hard. 7. Hepzibah Smith, the woman Voldemort silenced. Okay, so Hepzibah wasn't some brave Auror or Order member. She was just this rich, eccentric collector who loved her treasures, including Hufflepuff's cup and Slytherin's locket. And then along comes young Tom Riddle, all charm, all smiles, and he murders her, straight up. Frames her house elf, covers it up, and walks away with 2 Horcrux starter kits. Her death is barely a paragraph in the book. Blink and you miss it. But it's one of those moments where you realize, yep, Voldemort's not just ambitious anymore, he's gone. 6. The Bones Family, a quiet massacre. This one, it's just tragic. Amelia Bones, head of magical law enforcement, total legend, murdered in her own home. But it doesn't stop there. The Bones family, including her niece Susan's parents, were wiped out during the First Wizarding War. And the films? Don't even mention it. Susan's just there in the background, smiling politely, carrying around the trauma of an entire family being gone brutal. Charity Burbage, a death with a message. Poor Charity. She taught Muggle studies, believed Muggles and wizards were equals. And for that, she ends up dangling above Voldemort's dinner table, literally the appetizer before Nagini's main course. She even begged Snape to save her. He didn't move. Her death wasn't just cruel. It was Voldemort sending a very public mess with my ideology, and this is your future kind of message. For Ted Tonks, the father who fought in the shadows. Everyone remembers Tonks and Lupin, but Tonks's dad? Barely a whisper in the story. Ted was a Muggle-born who refused to play along with Voldemort's regime. He went on the run, kept resisting, and then he got caught by snatchers and killed. Off-page, off-screen, no goodbye, no burial. And the saddest part? He never got to meet his grandson. That one hits deep. 3. The Prewett brothers, forgotten Weasley, heroes. Before Fred and George, there were Fabian and Gideon Prewett, Molly's brothers, Order of the Phoenix members, absolute legends. 2 Death Eaters to 1, they held their ground and went down in what Mad Eye Moody called a blaze of glory. We don't see it, we barely hear about it, but it explains so much about why Molly Weasley is the way she is. That fierce, desperate protectiveness over her kids. She's already buried too much family. 2. Colin Creevey, the brave kid. No one saw coming. Colin was that overly excited first year with the camera, always chasing Harry around, snapping pictures, grinning like it was the best day of his life. But in Deathly Hallows, when underage students were evacuated, Colin snuck back into Hogwarts to fight. And he died in the battle. A Muggle-born kid with 0 reason to believe he'd even survive in that world. But he still came back to defend it. Tell me that's not courage. 1. Dobby's burial, the moment Harry changed forever. You remember Dobby's death, but the book gives us something the movie skipped. Harry digging Dobby's grave by hand. No magic, no shortcuts. Just Harry, grieving in silence, shoveling sand until his hands blister. And that's when you see Harry's priorities shift. This isn't about power or glory anymore. It's about love, about doing the hard thing because it's right. That moment is the true turning point of the war. So yeah, These weren't flashy, slow-mo, cue the orchestra deaths, but they mattered. They left scars, like on the characters and on us. Which one hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. And hey, if I just reopened some old emotional wounds, you owe me a like, a subscribe, and maybe a box of tissues. Until next time, raise your wands.